You're staring at a screen, finalizing a purchase you've been debating all week. The cart total sits right at $100. But right below that triple-digit total, a brightly colored button offers an alternative. You don't actually have to part with $100 right now. You can bypass that full price and pay just $25 today. Instantly, your brain does a little trick. It feels like you've just kept $75 in your pocket. The hesitation vanishes, and you click buy. This exact sequence, the hesitation, the alternative offer, the immediate relief, is playing out millions of times every single day across global e-commerce sites. These platforms turn the final step of a purchase into an active sales pitch, specifically designed to remove the natural hesitation that usually keeps our spending in check. When buy now, pay later programs first appeared, they were designed to make expensive, long-lasting household items, like refrigerators and washing machines, easier to manage. Today, that intent has fractured. People are splitting the cost of their Tuesday DoorDash orders, their weekly groceries, and even admission to massive music festivals. Splitting a burrito into 4 easy payments might sound harmless in isolation, but aggregating these tiny transactions has quietly built a debt market worth $128 billion. These companies market their apps as safe, consumer-friendly alternatives to the traditional banking system. Yet nearly a quarter of the people using them have missed a payment in the last year, and default rates are climbing rapidly. This expansion of frictionless borrowing is building an unregulated debt crisis for a generation whose total liabilities remain largely invisible to traditional credit bureaus. To understand exactly why this works, we have to look at a concept behavioral economists called the pain of pain. It's the literal, psychological friction you experience when taking physical cash out of your wallet and handing it over to a cashier. Credit cards originally softened that blow. By turning your money into a piece of plastic, they removed the physical loss of cash, even though the total price tag remained right there in front of you. But the human brain has another vulnerability, known as temporal discounting. This is a cognitive glitch where we highly value a reward we can get right now, while almost entirely ignoring the consequences that won't arrive until weeks or months later. Buy now, pay later exploits this specific glitch. When it swaps that $100 total for a $25 upfront payment, it eliminates the remaining psychological friction. The future payments feel like somebody else's problem. The data shows exactly how effective this is. Once that friction is gone, consumers increase their discretionary spending by 30%, and they routinely add up to 40% more items to their digital shopping carts. These installments do not make an expensive item cheaper or more affordable for your budget. They simply bypass your brain's natural defense mechanisms to ensure that you spend more than you originally planned. The danger amplifies when we compare this structure against the standard credit card. A credit card operates on a revolving credit model, which is effectively a bar tab. Whether you buy gas, groceries, or a plane ticket, every purchase is aggregated into a single, highly visible monthly bill with one unified due date. Buy now, pay later platforms do not use revolving credit. When you check out using their apps, you are opening a completely separate individual microloan for every single item you buy. This leads to a behavior called loan stacking. Because it's so easy to click that brightly colored button, users quickly accumulate dozens of small, disconnected payments, all due on random days throughout the month, turning cash flow into an unpredictable mess. Without a unified statement, people inevitably lose track of what is due and when. Automatic withdrawals hit empty bank accounts, triggering insufficient fund fees, followed by app late fees, which then severely damage the user's credit score. Warning tone. The architecture of this system relies on fragmentation. It deliberately scatters your liabilities across the calendar, hiding the true volume of your debt until you are mathematically trapped. Creating this exact cycle of chaotic, fragmented spending is the central acquisition strategy for these platforms, heavily targeting young consumers who are already struggling to stretch their paychecks. But there is a massive flaw in building a financial empire on top of borrowers who can barely afford a $20 lunch. The platforms themselves are losing. Because they have to pay an origination fee to a bank every time they open one of these microloans, and because a huge percentage of their users simply stop paying them back, the top companies in this space are bleeding hundreds of millions of dollars every year. To survive this massive cash burn, the industry is quietly rewriting its roles. The apps that heavily marketed themselves as interest-free are now introducing extended payment plans that charge up to 36% interest, pivoting into the exact predatory lending models they claim to disrupt. It turns out that a multi-billion-dollar business model built exclusively by encouraging people to buy things they cannot afford is mathematically unsustainable for the lenders, the merchants, and the buyers. Defenders of these apps constantly compare them to the physical layaway programs that dominated department stores decades ago, but that comparison falls apart under scrutiny. Layaway actually enforced financial discipline, requiring you to slowly pay off the balance before the store would let you take the item home. Buy now, pay later aggressively inverts that dynamic. It weaponizes instant gratification, handing you the product immediately to ensure you commit to debt you otherwise wouldn't accept. The modern checkout screen operates as a specialized psychological filter, engineered to prioritize immediate gratification over long-term financial stability. No matter how small that initial installment appears or how brightly colored the button is, the math remains absolute. If the full price isn't sitting in your checking account today, you cannot afford it.